Hello everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sifunde iy'ncwadi ey'bhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo lezo ncwadi. Sixoxele laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokufunda iy'ncwadi nalaba abasuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu la eMzansi, size la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews nama-recaps or ama-recaps, bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukusijoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button. Ungakhohlwa futhi ukuthi upress i-notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe sesiwufakile umsebenzi omusha. Namhlanje nange ngifuna sikhulume about one of the cast members e-Real Housewives of Durban, umngewethu laphayana udade udade Miss Nonkanyiso Choncho. She was almost Mrs. Nonkanyiso Choncho Zuma. She was almost there. Last week, I wanted to do this video last week actually, but you know, and Londi's Tea Party, the channel, they posted last week, or she posted a Lachoncho's Instagram live where she was talking to Umabusi and one other person who was the one that was asking a lot of questions. And on that live, there are certain things that Lachoncho said that made me feel like I wanted to do this video, because honestly, it's kind of giving us an indication as to what to expect at the reunion when it comes to Lachoncho, but not just that, also what to expect in season 3 should Lachoncho come back for season 3. One thing that she said, one question that they had asked her, Lachoncho, was that how did she feel about what Ulondi London did to her? We all know, we also the betrayal of the friendship. But how did she think about it? And how did she feel about it? She said that she didn't feel anything. She didn't feel anything about what Ulondi did, but she did learn something. I guess she's saying, well, she did learn something about their friendship, because obviously, I mean, she would be stupid not to learn. This is not somebody that she can trust in friendship. This is not somebody that you can tell your secrets to, because one day she's gonna like the other friends more than she likes you, and she will betray you. You know. And she said that she doesn't sound like she's upset with Ulondi for what Ulondi did to her. I guess he just feel like she should have been upset, because I would have been upset if I told you something, especially away from the cameras. Why would you come and reveal, because I told you something different from what I had told the other women. But anyway, and that gives me an indication, and maybe they're not gonna go as deep when it comes to the reunion, because I was looking forward to seeing how they resolve that between Ulasi and Ulondi. How does Ulondi explain her actions? And I would think that that will have more questions about that situation would be Lachoncho, but it doesn't feel like she feels like she has questions when it comes to that situation. So maybe we're not going to see as much as we think we're going to see with the reunion when it comes to this particular issue. And then they did ask about the fact that the other women feel like she's not sharing a lot when it comes to her life. And her answer to that is that she doesn't understand why, because she feels like they are still getting to know each other. I know you guys, it's like season 2 already. It's like you guys got to know each other in season 1, it's season 2 already. Can we just be seeing more about your lives? She says, yeah, she's still getting to know the other women. And she's giving them time. She's not forcing them to share more than they're willing to share. She's accepting whatever that they are willing to share. But she feels like they are not giving her the same courtesy. It's like they want to force her to share more than she's ready to share. But it's like, girl, we've been waiting 2 seasons, you know? And So there is her feelings about it. She says she had a conversation with her sisters about how she's done this season, just to reflect on whether there's things that she did that she shouldn't have done, or she wasn't acting like herself. Maybe she says the feedback that she got from her sisters, Uti, Vele, she's like that. Even when they were growing up, she was like that. I don't know, you guys, whether that means that even when they were growing up, Vele, she was a secretive person, or they mean that when she was growing up, she used to make up stories. Because there's two things when it comes to Ulokuzana Lachoncho. It's that she's very secretive about what's going on in her life. She's not very open about that. But there's also the fact that it feels like the whole Patel story might have been made up. So I wasn't clear on that. But that statement, you guys, makes me feel like if her family also feel like she's secretive and she doesn't share a lot, who are we, being the viewers of Real Housewives of Durban, to feel like she's going to share more with us? Because that gives me an indication that even her family, they do feel like she doesn't share the details of what's going on in her life with them. And she has always been like that. So it might have nothing to do with the fact that she was dating somebody that is prominent in the country. That might not be the reason why she's so secretive, because they're saying that even when she was younger, before she even met a former president, she was like that. So you guys, for me, that statement gives me an indication, at the reunion, she's not going to reveal more than she's already revealed. It gives me an indication that if she comes back next season, in season 3, there's no guarantee that Ulasi is going to share more, because they say that's who she is. If that's who she is, then it's either we're going to see somebody that doesn't share anything, and if she shares something, it's probably going to be something that is fabricated, because it looks like she does make up stuff to fill up the gaps when she's feeling the pressure. Ukuthi kufanele share something, but she doesn't share the real stuff that's happening in her life. It worried me, you guys, because as much as I do feel like Ula Chongo didn't share a lot when it comes to her life, I do feel like she does have an impact a little bit to the show. I love her diary sessions. I really love her diary sessions, Ulachonto. And I do feel like when they're having conversations, as long as it's not about her, she will participate. So I would be sad to see Ulachonto go, you guys. I would be sad to see Ulachonto go, but I do feel like she is kind of a waste of space, because she doesn't share as much as we like to see on a reality show. And I do feel like maybe the producers should look at an option of swapping Ula Chonko with Umabosi. Maybe take Ula Chonko, because she does have that thing. Yeah, I add that to the show in the diary sessions, but guys, the show is not about the diary sessions. We also want to see your life. So maybe they can swap them up. Umabusi Abe a permanent cast member on the show, and then Lachongo Abe a friend of the show. Because if she is a friend of the show, there is no pressure. I'm going to talk about the interview that Umabusi did later on today. She does say, my boss, because there's no pressure when you are a friend of the show, because you show up for events that they want you to show up at, you show up for trips, but there's no pressure to share details of your life, because you are a friend of the show. And I'm sure the money is not the same as well. But so I feel like we do like Congo. She would do well as a friend of the show, because she does have something that she contributes, but she doesn't want to share the details of her life. That is a perfect position for like Congo, you guys. And also, she's not going to have pressures of the outfits in every episode and all of that. She's not going to have to plan the events herself, so she won't be in trouble with the traditional experts again, trying to plan Itebe and all of that. She can just show up here and there for those episodes that she's required for, and add that spice when she's doing her diary sessions, but she doesn't have to be there all the time, so she doesn't have the pressure. And Akfanela Swank every episode, because we've seen that in this season she really was struggling with keeping up with the fashion. So if she's a friend of the show, she doesn't have to show up to everything. So there won't be as much pressure as to how she's dressed, how she's styled. So I really feel like it would be perfect if they did that. And also, they don't have to have only one friend of the show. So they could have Lachoncho as a friend of the show and also have Makomala as a friend of the show. And maybe them being the friend of the show can make them become friends. I know I'm being too hopeful here. But tell me what you think about this in the comment section. For me, you guys, it's just clear. We're never gonna get more than what we're getting from Mula Choncho. And as much as I like her, and there are people that really, really love Mula Choncho, maybe it is a good idea to consider having her as a friend of the show. But I'm not having high expectations from her when it comes to the reunion. She's not gonna reveal anything, you guys. What we know is what we know. So Petal, asikakazumazi manje. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before niphume kuyona. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.